Coming? No. Why did I listen?
I saw the sign, rooms for rent. We just drove into town. I'm starting work this afternoon at the Davis Island Marina. It's right down the boulevard. This place seemed pretty handy.
You speak Spanish?
Well, I know the difference between a taco and an enchilada.
Well, absolutely no noise before 2. Now, that's a house rule. Some of my boarders sleep late.
Maybe they'll tell me their secret. But don't worry, my buddy and I never start drinking champagne until 3:30 sometimes. Does anybody object to the popping of corks?
Well, if you've got as much baggage as you've got smart answers, the room won't be big enough.
What puzzles me, Mrs.
Fogelson.
Fogelson, is that you have a vacancy. You make the simple transaction of renting a room so challenging, a man almost has to take it sight unseen, just to prove he can negotiate the obstacle course. ¿Cuántos? That's Spanish. How much?
Senora, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. You see, this season I've got 10 of them. But still somebody has to look after them. But how would you feel living in a strange country, working at nights and living the way they have to?
10 of what?
Jai-lai players.
Jai-lai? What kind of a game is that?
Like handball, only with cannons. I can feel them. The eyes, watching. Not the heat of them, the cold. In a world of jails, who is not in jail? Even the jailers.
There he sits all day long in the sun. So careless he doesn't even bother baiting his hook. And the other two. Last night in the fronton, there they were, sitting in the same box. 17 nights, 17 days and 17 nights, Capo. Since we came to Tampa, wherever we go, they watch you.
Let them watch. When the time comes,
You can never go back to Cuba.
only when there are no more that wish to leave. Maybe not even then.
It was dangerous enough before. Only once out of 12 times they didn't fire on you. Don't you understand? Don't you understand what this means, this message from Largo?
I will know what it means only when we meet.
People, how can you be so innocent? How can you truly believe that he wants just to meet with you and nothing else? Could it mean that he has received orders to put you in front of a firing squad? I saw it in Spain. Revolutions demand drama. Can you hear the shouting in the streets where he drags his own brother to one of those people's courts? Can you hear the dancing and the singing when he yells Al Paredón to the wall with him, even if it's his own brother?
Largo is your brother too. Yes, he's there and I'm here. And we are enemies of the mind. Of the mind, Ramos. Not of the heart. He has sent me a message. I will meet in a neutral place. Is that a message from Colonel Largo Varela? Marxist? Revolutionist? Killer of my friends? Or from my brother Largo, who cried like a child that summer in Lincolnshire when an English sparrow torn by a cat died in the palm of his hand? Our brother, Ramos, who loved us once, who may need us now. When he tells me where and when, I'll go. You gonna walk to work?
Float. I'm just gonna put both feet on that bay air and float right down the boulevard to the marina.
I'd like to have the keys to the car. I've got to go down to the Federal Building and check in.
In Linc or out?
I'll see. I'll go down there and check in and I'll see. There's some tight-lipped, cold-hearted sergeant sitting there. Could couldn't care less, and he feels like cutting me a set of discharge papers, I just may let him start cutting. On the other hand, if there's a human being behind the desk and he gives me a couple of good reasons for signing back on...
Now, there was a Greek philosopher named Buridan. He was messing around with an experiment, something to do with free will. So he put a mule equidistant between two bales of hay. Well, a mule looked first to the left at one bale and then to the right at the other bale, and then he just stood there, hungry but confused, impaled on the decision. He didn't know whether to go to the left or the right. Finally, the size of the dilemma proved greater than the pull of the hunger, and the mule starved to death. Sealing indecision has killed more cats than curiosity.
Okay, buddy, which way?
Your bales of hay.
Erdos, Jose, Guillermo, who's going to cook lunch today?
Let's wake the players.
We have another one. Just came from upstairs. There was a stranger in the hallway 5 minutes ago. Of course, they might really be boarders. Careful. It's better that they don't know that you know.
Do you remember the one in Mexico City? The fat one who used to sneeze behind the newspaper? Amigo, I said to him, could it be that you are allergic to me? If so, they should send someone else. It's better to confound them. Have it in the open. The stupid ones panic. The others at least have some respect.
No questions? One, you need a left? So you're not like the one in Mexico City? I'm going downtown. Where can I drop you? Downtown? There are times when I wonder if I really want out. Other times when I wonder why I ever went in. You ever in the service? You are a soldier. There's a place in there where you can get divorced. Where were you a soldier? Where was your war? In some jungle somewhere. On your hands, the bites of insects still healing. Your skin still yellow from atabrine. And the way you look at me now, as I talk, through me. As I imagine you can look at a distant hill and know how it is in its far side. The way its streams runs, and the direction of the veins in its rocks. Where to dig in, where to cut a fire tunnel. That highlight must be quite a game. Since I was 8, it has taught me to keep my eyes on the ball. I'm very proud to meet you, sir. My name is Kiepo Varela, and I will give 10 years of my life to have written about me what is written here about you. The war's a long way away. Wars are not places.
They are feelings, reasons. Soldier, come to the fronton tonight, or any night this month, from 8 till midnight, and watch us slaughter the pelota. I will leave tickets at the door. Thanks.
On jai-lai. She just about talked my ear off tonight. Yeah, it's a Basque game. Most of the champions are Basque. They cut their teeth on it. By the time they're 12, they're playing in amateur tournaments, and the fronton managers come from all over the world, and they pick the cream of the crop, kind of like picking brave bulls and turn them into pros. Apparently, it's a rough life, confining, sort of like signing on with a Trappist. They don't mix much with strangers. That's why I can't figure out the tickets from, what's his name? Capo Valera.
They're back in the same box tonight.
You won't get in. Mrs. Fogelson says they lock the players in at 7 and the public out. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out.
That sounds unreasonable enough.
Well, suppose you were running, say, the Kentucky Derby. You wouldn't want the public fraternizing with your racehorses.
How are you, Linc? Hi. This is my brother Ramos, Linc Case. My friend Tod. Very nice meeting you.
Wonderful game.
How are you? Thank you. These are my friends, Linc, Tod. We are going to have some wine. So after my brother has forgotten about the 2 rebotes he missed tonight.
How about you?
Well, and I forgot about the cortada I fouled much better. We are going to have some dinner. Will you join us?
Sure.
It's in Ybor City, Las Novedades restaurant. Follow us. Brindis. Yeah. He's going to toast.
Bueno es saber que los vasos son para beber. Lo malo es no saber para qué sirve la sed.
Muy bueno. That's my brother. For every occasion, a poem, a proverb. I think I got the first part, but then you lost.
It means it's a good thing we know that glasses are for drinking, but it's a bad thing that we don't know what our thirst is for.
The bayonet, yes. But were you taught to use the machete?
They taught me to use everything.
Show me.
With a machete, it's speed and the angle of cutting. You hold it firmly with the thumb and the first two fingers and loosely with the other two, then you get the whip action from the wrist.
You see? Jai-lai, machetes, everything is in the wrist. In the wrist lies the salvation of every country, where there is a silence of only one thought. Only the wrist dare say no.
I'm only 11 weeks away from that kind of country, Capo.
You see? He's wasting his talent in a country where he can say yes or no and sleep all night without fear.
Capo.
I'm kidding, of course.
La buena sopa, señores. La buena sopa. Perdone, señor. Perdone. Es culpa mía, señor. It's my fault.
No.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Venga para acá, venga conmigo.
Yo será listo. Será listo. No, es culpa mía, señor. No. It was my fault.
Tomorrow morning at 10, where the elephant walks, a lady with children, many children, if you can answer her questions, she will bring news.
For my brother?
I shall bring more soup.
The children love Sheena.
They appear to be happy children.
Why not? Were you?
No.
That comes from loneliness.
I was not alone.
You went to school here?
In a camp in Stoneham, Lincolnshire, in England, with my brother Largo.
Lovely country, England.
I'm a Basque. We were given shelter by the English.
Father Sebastian?
I'm being watched. How many questions do I have to answer?
I'm curious about Father Sebastian.
In the camp there were 3,000 of us. Father Sebastiano came from Vizcaya. Right here, next to my eyes, I can see his face. A sad face. My children just came from Spain to tell you God's will. It's a heavy will, but one we all must bear. Our capital, Malchiri, has fallen. This is the end of Basque independence. Largo and I
though we were only 5 years old, could not accept it. We fell upon the father. We struck him with twigs. We struck him and we wept. He wept with us. Largo and I ran through a twilight of tears. But what cities, what countries have been liberated with tears?
Your brother Largo would meet you Wednesday night at the northwest point of Cuesta Cay, exactly at 9:30. The message stresses the urgency of this. 9:30.
Did he say why?
There was only one word I was to say in answer. Carlota.
Brother here?
Ramos!
Tomorrow night, 9:30, off Cuesta Cay. The message was only one word. Carlota.
It is a trap.
She's the daughter of your brother. The only child in our family, Ramos. The only one left.
Have you forgotten Asensio? Ramiro? Federico? Who commanded the firing squads that robbed them of their lives? Our brother. You come to me with sentiments about a child. But I know you, and I know him too. Are you asking me to believe that he simply and beautifully give you his child, and you'll simply and beautifully say adios? There be others with him, Cubans, and there be trouble. And it is that sense of trouble that draws you, as it always has, not the little girl.
I go for the girl. But if there is trouble, I'm ready. Tomorrow night we'll play only the first game, the 8th and the 11th. Between the 1st and the 8th, we'll have at least 2.5 hours. Cities have fallen in less time. I had a key made.
I cannot bear to lose you, Capo.
So you won't come?
No.
If you want help, don't try to stop me.
You cannot go alone.
I'll ask our new friends, the 2 Americans.
And you expect them to go against the American agents who watch you?
I lied to them. I asked myself, which is the best way to approach them? After all, they are almost strangers. They live above you, separated by a plaster ceiling. In all their lives, they exchanged what? 500 words with you? Ate a small meal together? So you drive a ball against a cement wall? Is this a basis for asking them to do such a dangerous thing?
I'm sorry, Capo. It's out of the question.
I don't blame you. After all, what am I to you? What are the names? Largo, Carlota. But words in my mouth.
I don't base a friendship on how many days I've known you or how many facts I've gathered about you, but this is different. Well, Linc, tell him.
I'm still listening.
Let me be honest. My brother Ramos, he believes in time, in waiting, in being patient. He thinks this could be a trap.
He's right, it could be.
Yes, it could be. But also it could not be. But I've got to find out. There's only one thing I'm sure. I've got to find a boat. The fastest. I don't know anything about boats. You do.
Capo, what about some of your Cuban friends?
I spent a month in Mexico, a month in Argentina, a month in Spain, a month in Florida. Always in the courts. What friends do I have?
Capo, there are all kinds of ways to fight a war. One way is to keep your powder dry and wait.
Did I ask you to fight a war? You fought a war. Did I ask you to take up arms again? I simply said that my brother Largo wants me to meet him at sea. I don't know what this means. I only know that he needs my help, or he wouldn't risk that. I also said that the message spoke of Carlota. I know that she doesn't mean anything to you. I didn't expect she should. On the contrary. You must think to yourself, yes, it is sad that a 7-year-old girl should live in a country where she doesn't own herself. What is this to you? The world is running over with 7-year-old girls who don't own themselves. What is one more? From Guatemala, from Costa Rica, from Mexico, I made my way to the coast of Cuba. I brought out 62 people. Did I know one of them? Did I ask their names? Only one thing could have stopped me. If I had asked myself, or are 62 more?
Capo, I'm sorry. Very sorry.
There is one more thing that could stop me. Open your eyes. Watch, Mr. Stiles. Right here. No more than 100 yards away. You'll see what is going to happen when I leave. You'll see that I'm being followed by a man in the pay of Fidel Castro.
Cable? What time?
Tonight, after the games.
I've had a kid's arms around my neck. Felt him shiver when I carried him through a swamp or past an enemy gun post. It's a feeling like once you've felt it, it doesn't shut off easy. All of a sudden I know which bale of hay to go for. I'll go downtown now and get turned into a private citizen. That way, if anything happens tomorrow night, it'll happen to just a plain old citizen.
Siempre a última hora, siempre a última hora. Yo no sé cómo te vas a ver. Siempre cuando no hay nada.
Charlie, I would like to talk with you.
Yes.
In your office, please.
Come running.
Who's the pilot? You said one thing, you do another.
Well, I couldn't just sit home tonight and let you guys go out in the Gulf and drown.
What's that for? In case it is a trap.
grip is stronger than I remember.
It's a jai-lai.
Ramos?
He worries.
Capitan! Trágame mi hija.
Sí, coronel.
I have come to think that among men, only the fit must die. Unlike the animals. Only the best men are cut down. But why not? They are more dedicated, more willing. Did Caesar and Cicero survive the wars of Rome? Did Cato? Anthony? No. But that jellied mass of mediocrity, Octavius, he survived. Only the cautious have this talent, Capo. And I am not cautious nor mediocre. But this is not my daughter's war. You remember your Uncle Capo?
Siento mucho.
Speak English, Carlota. No. You take her.
What about you?
I shall say she died. There will be a funeral. A small coffin in Camagüey, where her mother is buried.
What about the men?
They do not agree, but they are my men.
Largo come with me. There's only one step to the boat. As simple as that.
Papa.
Alto! Forgive me, comrade, but I've become overwhelmed with patriotism. There's more here, comrade, than the surrender of your child. There's also your brother, a well-known enemy of the Republic, and 2 Americans waiting to attack one of our patrol boats. You can understand, comrade. It is my duty.
Papa!
Take off!
Papa!
Your friend, Mr. Case, is he all right?
Capo and Largo. They were together when they were killed.
Maybe next year, or the year after, Carlota might have come. Even Largo. And then later, we might have been all together. If not, were they not better alive, though separated, than dead, though together? What is it which makes us so restless to die? You? Why did you go?
Because of my friend.
I let Capo go. I could have stopped him. But I let him go.
Why did I listen?
How about you? Are you sorry?
No.
Why not? What got settled? Tell me that.
Maybe nothing. Maybe everything.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.